Good morning. Thank you for the introduction. I'd like to start off by just saying a bit about 3H Communications. We're a marketing branding agency in the traditional and interactive space. Over the span of more than 25 years, 3H Communications has worked with many businesses in the healthcare space. Along with some of our partnerships in the healthcare arena, 3H has also worked with a number of non-health related industries. We have written a number of ebooks on marketing, among which one of them is social media. I invite you all to go to 3h.ca and download any or all of them. We also create a lot of content for our blog, 3H Hoopla, and have guest blogged on other sites. All that being said, we spend a great deal of energy and time in social media. It is an exciting channel, and it's evolving beyond our greatest and wildest dreams. With our client initiatives, social media has played a very active and successful role in propelling brand. Social media shouldn't be intimidating in pharma, and today, I'm here to speak to you more specifically how it can be leveraged in this highly regulated pharmaceutical industry. It's my hope at the end of this, social media will be a more clear and viable channel for you. Before I start talking about social media, just as a nice to know, let's see a show of hands of how many people have a Twitter account. That's very, very good. You're part of 271 million users. But as we all know, social media isn't only about Twitter. It's more complex, and it's an integrated platform. In preparation of this meeting, we conducted an online survey among 500 adult Canadians to determine their attitudes between social media and healthcare. Remember, this is an online survey, and this is what they had to say. When asked about which of the following were the most trusted source for medication information, 1 out of 5 Canadians in this survey trust sources other than their doctors or pharmacists the most for medication information. When we asked them about which of the following was the most valued source when seeking information for non-emergency health issues, well, doctors are losing ground as the most valued medical authority in this new world. Medical sites such as the Mayo Clinic, WebMD are becoming a significant health reference at 20%. And that's 1 out of 5 patients. That's more trusted than pharmacists at 16%. When you add all the digital channels, the medical sites, the forums, the social media sites, that's a total of 31%. Lastly, when we asked who they considered the best authority on health, only 1 out of 4 Canadians put their doctors at the top of the ladder as best health authority. That might be good for doctors who want patients who take responsibility for their own health, but this shift in patients' attitudes will have consequences in the health industry. Consider this. Canadians are too evolving. New physicians are from Gen Y, with very compelling attitudes towards social media. It also goes to follow that Gen Y will also be the caregivers of Gen X. So what does this really mean? For Canadians, the traditional valued sources of health advice and information are changing due to the social media channel. In business, we must all face this new challenge openly and strategically. Business needs to get ready for the future today. Both Gen Y and Z are mainly responsible for changing the marketing landscape, not only in how to communicate with them, but who is best suited to provide that information. But it's not about only the Gen Y and Gen Z or Z. If you think we're all taking part of this evolution, how many of us say in one day, let's Google it? The internet as a platform has enabled us to find answers, offer solutions, and provide advice instantaneously. Social media, with its content creation and sharing emphasis, is a product of this social way of thinking. There are many opportunities within the pharma environments to create an ongoing and continuous dialogue with Canadians and to provide information when they want it and in the way they need to have it. And that's a significant opportunity. To facilitate communications between pharma companies and physicians, building upon the relationships that exist today, to also dialogue between to help dialogue between physicians and patients, to utilize social media to do it today, planting the seeds with the shifts that are happening and taking place. It's understandable with social media, there's a lot of buzz, and there's a lot of myths and misconceptions, and I'm here to discuss some of these with you today. As you can see, I'm keeping with the theme and timing of the conference with our trick and truth. And in keeping with most popular shared content in social media, I'll be utilizing animals to illustrate my points. Social media is all about popularity. Well, that's a trick. Social media isn't a popularity contest, unless being popular is the objective, or the definition of popularity is specific. So defining your success is critical in evaluating the success of any social media campaign. The definition of success in the pharma community could be about adding value to the patient perception of their own physicians by enabling them and assisting them to develop gated and informational platforms. Social media requires commitment. That's the truth. Social media shouldn't be another task on a brand manager's desk. Social media comprises of many segments in the business, and it takes a dedicated team that makes social media their priority, bringing other people into the mix to help increase the social media footprint. It takes real management to measure efforts and to shift priorities as need be. Social media means taking risks. Well, that's a trick. Be risk-informed, not risk-adverse, and I know that's difficult in this space. But social media is an emerging channel, so like it or not, there are going to be a lot of unknowns. Understanding the patient's journey and being present when the patient needs information is key, but understanding the potential pitfalls and developing contingency plans is also necessary. Hand in hand with strategic planning is execution. Risk-informed, even in consumer packaged good industry, is the norm for social media. In summary, add value. Social media is the perfect platform to shift Canadians' perception and to dialogue with future patients today. Just because it's social media, and just because it's healthcare, it doesn't mean that pharmaceuticals can't have a voice. I view social media as a marketing media channel that can assist in achieving many different objectives. It's perfectly poised for pharmaceutical companies to start speaking socially about disease states for patient education, to help patients become more compliant, and to assist physicians to better address patients' understanding of their medical conditions. The premise of social media is about adding value to people's lives through providing information, advice, opinions, without the expectation of anything in return. But that doesn't mean there isn't an upside or an ROI. Providing information, engaging, and by default, facilitating relationships is something that can be achieved and can be extreme value. Social media isn't scary. Social change can be, when not addressed properly. This is a channel that's here to stay and will become more and more significant. So get out there and start the change. Thank you.